It's where you live, it's where you grow, it's where your dreams unfold. It's in every chapter of every story, it's more than just a home.
Hi, I'm Rick Ramsey, owner of Ramsey Building Company and your host of a brand new show called It's More Than Just a Home. This should fit for the next piece on the picture. Over the next 26 weeks, we're going to take you behind the scenes and show you how homes just like this one are built. We're going to introduce you to people who work tirelessly to turn blueprints into masterpieces. We will show you new products and unique services available to homeowners, and we'll also introduce you to modern construction techniques that help turn dream homes into reality. Our journey begins with the home we call Ozarks Lodge.
So this we've called the Ozarks Lodge for one particular reason, and that is it's rustic and it's a little bit modern and it's a little bit traditional. So what our goal was in this home was to create a space that reflected both him and her. He likes rustic and she likes traditional. How we did that is mostly with the framing and the timbers and the trusses and all of the structural pieces we made very rustic. Then with all the furnishings, we wanted to create her, and we used kind of the rule for this project was mostly traditional in all the furnishings. So you'll see we used some antique pieces, most of the other pieces are new. A lot of the light fixtures are a little bit more glitzy and gold. It's kind of like the jewelry of the project.
The Ozarks Lodge is 6,600 square feet under roof with 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, and a 3-car garage. It also happens to have an expansive group of porches that house items such as an exercise pool, outdoor dining, kitchen, and a living area. On the property, we also constructed a 2,400 square foot metal building shop. And as you know, numbers do not describe what makes a house a home. Over the next few weeks, let's take a closer look into this home and see how it was built. Once I reviewed the property with the homeowners, I decided to bring in Jason Thompson of J.L. Thompson Home Design, and after the break, we're going to meet Jason and see how this design was created.
This is a really fun project.
It's more than just a home. It's in every chapter of every story. It's more than just a home.
Welcome back to It's More Than Just a Home. How a home is designed varies with each project. Most new homeowners have a pretty good idea of what they like and want, but taking dreams and making something the homeowners can almost feel and touch, well, that is Jason Thompson of J.L. Thompson Home Design's job. Let's see how Jason took the ideas of the homeowners and turned them into the Ozarks Lodge. Well, today I want to talk about the Ozarks Lodge, a home that I think turned out great. And a lot of it was due to the initial planning and design of the home. I like what you did as far as the house definitely has a lodge feel. On the inside of the home, you designed lots of, I know the owner really wanted lots of reclaimed beams and also wanted to reclaim ceilings to go along with those. And so you were able to put some 3D drawings together of those, what the beams and the shape and configurations would be.
You know, we've talked about this in previous projects where we start out in what we call black and white, simple black and white. And
Right.
this particular homeowner, I think, just needed a little bit more help to envision, you know, what are those beams going to look like? What is what it look like with some furniture in it? What it look like with a wood ceiling? And so we were able to do that for them. In the beginning parts of the design, as I'm thinking back, there was a little bit of
A little give and take.
Yeah, a little give and take, and here there was a little bit of that happened, where she might have wanted something just a little bit more formal, and he wanted something a little bit more rustic.
Right. The front porch, I think what's unique about this home is it's on a raw piece of property, and it's a pretty good incline coming up from the farm road it exits off. You exit off of, and you're not able to actually drive straight up to the home, are you?
No, you're not. And yeah, again, that's a part of when we went out to the site, and we're driving up, and the client had a particular view they were wanting, and then ended up kind of doing the pond and stuff like that. But it dictated how the home sat.
Right.
And so, again, we brought that into the design perspective. The clients had a particular view over the landscape that they wanted, which isn't unusual. You know, clients have a particular vision whenever we meet with them, and that's, again, a good reason to meet people at the lot for the very first time.
It is. A lot of people think they're pigeonholed, so to speak, into, well, here's where we come in, the house has to face that. And, you know, in most cases, that is nice if you can do that. But this one, everybody felt, like you said, even the homeowner, that, hey, what would it look like if we actually turned it the way we want? How do we make a presence for us and our guests as they come to the home to see the front?
Yes. What we're able to do, which is fun, is then show the client kind of those different stages. Okay, here's how you're going to see it as you're coming up the driveway. Here's you're going to see it this way,
right.
And really just focus on those angles of design. And we kind of we call it, you know, taking a picture in the computer.
Right.
And so we can take a picture in the computer and show the client any angle they want. And so it just really gives clients, I think, a comfort level, you know, where they might have in the past just had to trust us or trust you that, you know, hey, this is where I think it needs to be sited. Right. And they kind of had to trust us, but now we can really paint the picture for them.
The home is not overly large, but it feels very spacious, and I think that's just because it has so many raised and vaulted ceilings, not only inside but outside too. You'll notice, looking at this view, you've got two covered porches, and you know, one of them, the one you're highlighting there, is actually kind of a pool, hot tub, exercise area. The other side turned out just fantastic. It's got an outdoor fireplace. It's got its own kitchenette. It's got plenty of area for seating, either at the kitchen bar area or in front of the fireplace. But that turned out great as well.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun, unique area here. Behind the fireplace here is a seating area, and then here off to the side, which is covered, is a little outdoor kitchen.
So one of the areas you mentioned was the view, and by adding that lake, the back of the windows worked out exceptionally well. You're able to stand inside the home and view everything out the back and see the lake.
So being able to mix up the design here with, we could have put all doors across here, but we felt the larger open expanse of glass, 4.5 feet wide by 6 foot high. We're only 10 inches off the floor here.
Right, there's no interruptions.
And yeah, so you have to temper that window when it gets below 1.6 foot, but really for being able to kind of see down to that lake and really maximize that view, having those windows lowered to the floor.
Well, that's a good point. You can literally come in the front door and see out, so you're not obstructed from a distance.
Exactly.
Well, great job again as always, and I appreciate you working on this design for us and being part of the team. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Rick. It was all our pleasure.
Good. As you can see, there are a lot of unique design elements to this home that we will be taking a look at over the next several weeks. But no design was bigger than this man-made lake. Would you like to know how we keep this lake full, but at the same time, make sure there's always adequate drinking water? Well, after the break, we'll take a look at what it takes to top off the waters in this lake and make sure we always have adequate drinking water.
It's more than just a home. It's in every chapter of every story. It's more than just a home.
Of all the stories we will do on this home, or even this show, the well and water system probably aren't the sexiest. But don't tell Richard Linebaugh from Hewitt Messenger that. Well drilling and pump service is his life. And on this home, we surely put his abilities to the test. With not only the water demands of the home, we have a large irrigation system and this lake. So making sure we have enough water was a real challenge. let's take a look at what he did on this home to ensure we didn't have water issues. Let's go take a look at what it takes to actually run our well, Richard. So describe a little bit about what we're looking at here and how this produces water from the ground up.
This is the what we call the control portion of this system, and it is designed to make sure that we not only have the proper amounts of water,
Okay.
but at the pressure that they'll need to run this type of home, and also provide for the exterior water.
All right, so our Ozarks Lodge is going to take a decent amount of water because we added a lake.
Oh yeah, and that
Yeah.
was where the design up front came in.
Because in the summertime, it's going to dissipate quite a bit of water out of the lake, so you have to keep it capped off, so to speak.
Most of the time, a lake of that size will be about 12,000 gallons a day that it will evaporate off.
Do you recall how deep this well was that we drilled?
This well was 745 feet deep.
It's a long ways. You would rather hit solid rock than you would clay matter and soft soil.
48 inches down, just enough soil to where you can dig a ditch and get your incoming pipes and stuff buried in. But it's we want solid rock that makes for a better well.
Tell us a little bit about, people want a well drilled, but they don't realize how large the equipment is either. You've got to be able to get in there to drill the well. So, and also you got to have accessibility later in case they have any maintenance issues.
You know what, Rick? That's the number one area that we look for. Instead of looking to the sides and stuff, we always look up.
Okay?
When you look up, you have to have 44 foot of clearance.
Yep. Because your pipe,
all the way around that.
your
for a
pipe
30
and
foot
everything.
raise. Absolutely. So you can have access to bring in, once again, a heavier piece of equipment.
A lot of times I'll come across a job where people think the property already has a well on it. Well, I'll get you involved to see what we're dealing with, because there's lots of different depths you can find water. And there's also the pump, as we mentioned earlier, makes a big difference as far as the production, the quantity of water that may be needed for the homes we build.
You know what, you're exactly right. Just from the very beginning, if there's an existing well there, we want to try to save that existing well if we can.
Yep. It's a penetration into the earth.
It's a penetration source of possible contamination if it's
Yep.
not taken care of correctly.
Yep.
And so, plus you want to be able to utilize your natural resources already there.
Well, tell us a little bit about these, what we're looking at.
You're looking at here a little larger application.
Not out of Star
the,
Wars.
It's not out of Star Wars,
Yeah.
but I tell you what, this is the for technology-wise, this is the latest, best product that's available.
So they hold water naturally.
They hold water. It's holding water under pressure.
Okay.
There are what we call bladders in there.
And that's why you see all the fibrous wrapping to keep them together.
This is a bladder, what's called a totally pressurized system.
Runs through what takes place once the well's in. I'm a homeowner and I'm irrigating my yard. I want to get ready for the day. I'm taking a shower. What all is going on? All I know as a homeowner is I just turn the spigot on and I expect water to come out.
Well,
So run us through exactly what takes place starting deep down in the well.
what will happen is the water will be utilized. The pressure will start dropping. On this system, the pressure will drop
Okay.
20 psi,
Okay?
and the pump will kick on.
Okay? And the pump's down at the bottom of the well.
Oh, the pump is
The lowest point.
In your case, it is actually set at 500 feet,
Okay.
and it's designed that there won't be a drawdown to that level. So we have to match up, and so when that pump kicks on, it starts drawing the water.
Okay.
That pump kicks on whenever the pressure drops down below 20 psi. The water is being drawn into that submersible pump, which
Okay.
in your case is 500 and some feet down.
Right.
And so it ramps up and starts producing that water up to the surface. So that system is where you'll gradually build up that water again,
Okay.
and the pump will kick off once it builds back up to your set point of,
Gotcha.
in your case, you're at about 70 psi.
About 70 pounds per
That's where we'll end up.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you explaining everything for us, and you always do a good job. Your guys are always very helpful, and I know they have a tough job. It's not one of the easier jobs out there in construction. Appreciate you meeting us.
Appreciate your business.
All right. After a long day, it can be relaxing to do a little grilling or just hanging out in an outdoor area. When we come back after the break, we're going to show you what makes this area so special. We'll see you in a bit. Let's go check our production trailer and see if we have any of the production crew.
It's more than just a home. It's in every chapter of every story. It's more than just a home.
You lifted this up here yourself, right?
Oh, well, just 2/3 of it.
Right.
Yeah,
No,
there were
that's
3 other
awesome.
guys on the other end. There has been a concerted effort over the last 20 years to get people outside of their air-conditioned homes and enjoy some of the outdoor areas that they have. Our goal is to create an area that makes you look forward to being outdoors. The Ozarks Lodge is no exception. We worked with Joan Nutting at Machino's to make this outdoor environment a place even a drifter couldn't leave. Well, today we're at our Ozarks Lodge home, and as you can tell, we've got our fireplace going out here. It's about 30 degrees, but we've got a job to do, so we're going to go ahead and continue on. Where you been, Jackson?
What's a good spot for this guy?
And we're actually delivering the outdoor furniture, and we're going to hook up the grill accessories and the grill itself. Tell me a little bit about designing these outdoor kitchens. I know you spent a lot of hours on this one. So
Yeah, so we started out with one plan, and then when we did a site inspection, we realized that plan was not going to work. It may look really good on paper, but in the real world, when we're walking around it, we want to make sure it flows.
while they're unwrapping, let's go take a look at the layout and talk a little bit about those features.
Of course.
Well, I know it's open now, but there'll be furniture in this location and of course be centered around our beautiful fireplace. And tell us a little bit about modification and kind of how this works with using the outdoor area as far as, you know, when you have guests over.
So when I came out here and did the site visit, we quickly realized the L shape would be much more efficient in this space.
Well, yeah, especially with the bar stools here.
Exactly,
You can
and that way I
view
can
the TV, the fireplace.
Right, I can still have my living area over here. Basically, this area right here, we're going to have bar stools so that we can sit up and enjoy this beautiful view.
You're talking about the cabinets, so a lot of times people try to build a wood structure for their outdoor kitchen. Let's explain what we did.
Yes. First of all, we don't want wood outside. Even if it's pressure treated, when it's in a grill island, it is going to retain moisture, it's going to attract bugs, it's just going to over time decay and rot.
Swell and
exactly.
rot.
And I think Machino's and Rick Ramsey Homes, we want the customer happy 5 and 10 years from now, not just right now. That's
You're
my
right.
attitude.
Yes.
So these are actually steel stud cabinets. They're built out of galvanized studs. The biggest thing about grill islands is heat transfer. And you cannot have anything in this area that's going to absorb the heat.
So let's kind of wrap up our outdoor kitchen. We basically, starting on our left side, we have an ingenious way of doing a charcoal bin, and that's with a trash can. Then we have our charcoal grill.
So the charcoal grill
Smoker.
is going to be more
Yep.
for smoking. This drawer here is one of my favorites to put in the grill island. It's called the American Muscle Grill. This grill right here is a Sunfire. This is a 5-burner grill.
There, that
each
looks
burner is
great.
12,000 BTUs.
So you got a rotisserie, it looks like, with this one.
This is the sear station we were talking about. This gets up to 1,600 degrees. And then of course over here is our power burner. The power burner is for that high heat.
Then we have our storage cabinets.
This is our little paper towel holder.
Okay.
And then this is just an access door. I like to have a sink that's usable. This sink is big enough to put a Pyrex dish in. And this is our trash can here.
And of course we have electrical runs through the cabinet.
That's a huge for me for outdoor kitchens. I really want to incorporate bar stools. I love doing that in an outdoor kitchen because not everybody wants a big dining table outside.
Right. And the last thing, we have our hoods, which are to pull the smoke that will happen with the smoker and the grills and whatnot. And good job, guys. I think we're ready to start cooking.
Let's go.
Let's go get the furniture.
So what happens in outdoor furniture is that they have to make the furniture to sustain in any conditions. So they build the furniture, and all the outdoor furniture that we sell is going to be powder coated. Powder coated
Okay.
is where they spray the powder onto the metal. There's electric current, and then they bake it.
So UV is one of the hardest things on really everything. And
Exactly.
so a person should probably lean towards a color that's not super dark if you want the longevity.
The solution dyed acrylic usually has a 5-year fade warranty. Generally on Sunbrella outdoor fabric, you're not going to show any fading for about 10 years. Whenever you open a zipper on a solution dyed acrylic, the same print that's on the outside is going to be on the inside, essentially. It's just a reverse of the outside. So if you're out shopping for cushions, you always want to make sure the inside is the same as the out. And then these just tuck in here.
Well, you want to try it out and see how it feels?
I actually have one of these in my living room. Greg and I sit on one of these every
Okay,
night, so
well,
you get to try it
I
out.
will do it. I have to say I approve.
So the next thing we have going with these guys is the rug. The cool thing about this rug is it is made for outdoors, so if a water gets on it or a stain gets on it, you simply hose it off. This is the cotton bin cart. It's an old cotton bin cart, all original. It even has a little phoenix emblem on it.
This is a really, really unique piece.
Very, very unusual. I wouldn't put this outdoors where it would get wet, but in an enclosed patio with screens and a roof, it's definitely the cornerstone of this patio.
Well, I think that just about wraps up our outdoor patio. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Been nice
Appreciate it.
helping and
course.
assisting somewhat.
Yeah,
So,
no,
yeah.
it's a pleasure. I
Good.
love working with your customers.
Good. Well, thank you for being here. Even though this outdoor area has everything a customer would want, there's so much more to show you on this home. We're just getting started.
And I walked in out the back door this morning and I see this raccoon just sitting there with his Cracker Jacks.
Next week, we will take you into the kitchen,
I'll be out of your hair now. I was just gonna
maybe see how the shower works,
And I'll close it.
and look at some new technology in garage doors, and introduce you to Erica Lee with Erica Lee Design Studios. I want to thank you for taking this journey with us. If you want to see these segments again and learn more about the Ozarks Lodge, go to itsmorethanjustahome.com. Until then, let's get building. And I'll introduce you to Erica Lee with Erica Lee Studios and Design. I said that wrong.
I don't even know what to
Sorry.
do with my hands.
Erica Lee Studio. Just put them down. And we'll introduce you to Erica Lee with Erica Lee Design Studios.
Sorry, I wasn't ready.
And I'll introduce you to Erica Lee from Erica Lee.
Sorry. Next week. It'll be fun.
It's where you live, it's where you grow, it's where your dreams unfold. It's in every chapter of every story, it's more than just a home.